Well, hey y'all, it's Danny Cosby. This is From the Porch with Danny Cosby, and I got my brother here with me today.
Yeah, Garry Goin.
Garry Goin. I know most of y'all know him. And check it out, we're actually on the porch. So we're starting it like that, from the porch. And me and Gary been talking about this. I told you how the idea was that the father and the prodigal son was sitting on a porch just like this, and he was looking and waiting for his son to come home.
Right.
And when he saw his son, he took off and ran to him. He hugged him, he embraced him, he restored him. And his son thought that his dad was going to be mad and just say, hey man, you need to get on out of here and go. But that wasn't the case. So that affected me in such a positive way that I wanted to start not only a publishing company called From the Porch that you helped me with, but to also do this podcast called From the Porch. And so this is just stories, man, about how we have been restored, how maybe we have been seen as, viewed ourselves as a father. And you're a father.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I thought it was a beautiful story because you and me both are what I would call bonus dads. We both have sons that weren't necessarily from our body, but they're our sons nonetheless.
True.
Tell me about that, how that came about in your relationship.
I'm going to tell you a story that I don't think I've told you before. I think I was probably 10, 11 years old, and in our house growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, we had 3 floors, so I was on the 3rd floor. And we had 2 twin beds on the 3rd floor, and I was up there by myself. So one night, I was wakened by this spirit. So I sit up on the side of the bed, and I see this glowing figure on the other side of the bed. And it said to me, Gary, he said, you're going to achieve everything that you want in life, but you will never be a biological father.
Wow, never be a biological father.
You will never be a biological father.
How old were you in this house?
10 and 11.
Yeah, there you
were. And I said, oh wow. I said, okay. And I laid back down and went to sleep. But I never forgot that. Until this day, I've never been a biological father, but he never said you would not be a father.
Wow, watch out, man.
And so what happened is when I was, my first marriage, we had a kid, Carlos and Isaac, who love a lot, beautiful kids. And then when I met Anna, Elisa.
Come on now, watch out.
Yeah.
Brownie point time.
Yeah.
Talk it up.
Things was really right. And she's a beautiful young lady, and if you ever met her, you'll understand why.
Inside and out.
And she had a son, Aaron. And Aaron is this beautiful, beautiful spirit, a young man. Very, very nice, very respectful. And it made it, I don't know if it's because of the conversation I had at 10 and 11, but it made me very easy and comfortable with being a bonus dad or stepfather, whatever you want to call it. But it still felt like I was a father, And Aaron and Carlos and Isaac, they always would call me dad. So I'm very, very blessed in that area to be able to be with kids that you can have a relationship with. And I know at times with parents it's very hard to have that relationship, but mine has been very, very easy in that, very respectful.
And that makes me think of, in the Bible, like 70% of the New Testament was written by the Apostle Paul, and he never had any kids himself, but you know what he called himself? He said, I have many sons in the faith. So he was like, oh, I am a spiritual dad. And that's, I think you and me are, in a sense, been honored and blessed to be spiritual dads. And I see Aaron too also, just to kind of talk about what it means to be a father, that a man that steps into the role of a father and to facilitate a life for a young man or a young woman that maybe doesn't have that leadership, or that leadership is gone. Aaron's an artist. And this guy, y'all already know that, him, this guy's definitely an artist of ours. And you've kind of been able to pour into him and give him permission to go on that journey of being an artist. And how has that been rolling your life, just music and being an artist, and knowing that that's kind of your call to father people into digging into what's on the inside of them, if that makes sense?
I think the most beautiful thing that anyone can have inside of them is imagination.
Wow.
And dreaming You know, sometimes daydreaming.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of that in the early years.
Wake up.
Yeah, but the fact that you tapping in into your dreams and your imagination and not being scared or give in to fear that won't allow you to pursue that.
Fear's a big stopper.
Yes, it is. It's probably the number one stopper.
Come on.
You know, and so for someone to dig in that and to expose themselves, what's inside of them, because you're very vulnerable at that time, because this is your baby, and for somebody to tell you your art or your song is ugly, you know, they're like, that doesn't feel right.
A lot of folks are probably giving up on their dream because of that.
Exactly.
The wrong person say the wrong thing.
Yeah, but you got to fight through all that, because
Fight through.
Fight through. You can't allow one person or people to not embrace what you're doing. You have just look at the, you know, when you talk about Apostle Paul and you look at Jesus, their stuff, not everybody bought into them, but it did not stop them, because they knew they were doing something right for the right reason. And so we said, let's do this. So I always embrace, you know, with whoever I talk to, my son, or if I'm giving a lecture to kids at a school, it's about your dreams. You know, it's your dream. So you don't have to fall into the fact of believing that everybody needs to believe in your dream. It's your dream. God gave you that dream.
Your dream.
Yeah, so pursue it.
Yeah.
Pursue that.
And you know, this is super valuable advice, man. This is $1 million advice, and for all of you that have been watching and starting to follow this From the Porch podcast with me, these are going to be sometimes large episodes, medium episodes, small. And for starters, I'm just wanting to send motivation out with some dear friends and brothers and sisters of mine to y'all, and to talk about what we've been up to behind closed doors, now on camera, so you can hear it. And Garry, the last thing I want to ask you for the audience, and you really have already kind of answered it, but if you're looking at somebody that's watching right now and they have a dream, their imagination is stirring something up that they want to go after, but they don't have anybody motivating them, they don't have anybody in their life, a father figure, a mother figure, it's just them, and maybe they're discouraged, or they want to throw in the towel, or maybe they're not discouraged and they just got a dream and they don't know what to do. You, with the multitude of experience and success you've enjoyed over this time in your life, what would you say to that person that's sitting there with this dream?
Well, the one thing comes to mind is you have to be self-motivated, but not everybody has that strength to be self-motivated, so they have to find things to latch on to give them energy and to push them along. And no better way, or no better person, or no better spirit than Jesus, you know, to lean on.
Come on, man.
And so you keep asking him and praying to Jesus to give you the strength to do it. It's just that energy. You know, Nike came up with this amazing phrase, and it's very simple, but it's very powerful. Just do it. Just do it. So you can't fight that when you start experiencing the fruits of what you're doing and see the action, the love that you have when you create something, even if you're a teacher, to see one of your students come back years later to thank you, say, Mr. Cosby, I thank you, you were my favorite teacher. That feeling that you get from there, that's what God wants you to feel. If you do a piece of art and you walk into somebody's house and see your art on their wall, they displaying your art.
Wow.
You know, and say, I want everybody to come through this house to see this. And then when somebody is playing your music for thousands of people to hear it, they say, I want them to feel the same thing that I feel. So the big thing is that when you're doing something, please don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on it. Just keep pushing through. I'm going to say it like this. It's like a marriage that has its roller coaster. And you have to be able to withstand the down slopes, because I guarantee you it's going to rise back up. So just keep riding that roller coaster. You'll be okay.
And guys, that's a good place to land. Don't give up on your dream.
Yeah.
Just keep pressing in and have faith and believe that the greater things really are up ahead. And how else are you going to know if you don't press in? And next time we're going to have Shogun, the puppy, who is
Shogun,
out
you
of the
wanna get
shot
in?
right now,
Come
but he's
here.
going to be in
Come
it.
here.
Come on, Shogun. Come on, man. You want to get in?
Come on up here.
So I know y'all may not be able to see him, but Shogun is here,
Come on.
and he is going to be a future guest. So we are puppy friendly. Here he is. Hey,
Yeah.
Show.
Hey.
There he is. So it's going to be a puppy friendly show as well. We might have some dog interviews, some cat interviews, who knows. But this has been From the Porch with Danny Cosby and Garry Goin, my special guest, my brother, my mentor, dream maker, and an awesome, blessed brother to have in my life. So I love y'all. Keep following me, and let's do this thing. God bless.